We finally made it to Caravan Rebot. It's pretty lively here. So, just past this wall is the desert, huh?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot completely that the desert's like right there and we haven't been there yet.
Oh, wow.
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
Where the fuck did you come from? Hello?
Huh?
Alhaitham?
Over here.
I guess we just follow him?
Oh, hey,
Sir?
Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder
Sir?
what he's up to.
Sir? Sir, where did you come from? And also, why are you telling us to follow you? Are you finally willing to share some knowledge with us, or...? I'm so confused. Where did he come from?
What the? Where did she go?
We were being followed and he was saving us. Okay.
How did we lose him?
More Aramite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time?
Probably still the
Anyway,
Torre.
Traveler, it seems like we were being followed again.
Jesus.
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago.
We could have shaken them without you, thank you. Yes, you're giving me
There's
an
no need
attitude,
to
I'm
thank
giving
me.
you an attitude back,
I've
you
never
bitch.
cared to... Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the Academia's hit list.
Listen.
I can't say that I didn't expect it.
Huh?
However, had I wished to turn you over to the Academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremites' honored guests by now?
Maybe. This is- oh, this is really important. If he says yes, I'm about to punch this man. Did you participate in the Sages' big projects?
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the camp that promotes researcher autonomy.
Can I just say, he says he has no interest in it, which means that he knows about it.
And these days, you're more fascinating than anything the Sages can offer.
So, you were actually looking for me?
Not quite.
Oh.
To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Unfortunately, I've run into some difficulties.
Oh yeah, you still have that and you didn't tell us.
If I am to get to the bottom of this, I must understand how the capsule first came to be. Which brings me back to you, and
Hi.
why you're so interesting.
Oh, I'm interesting now, aren't I?
The leader of Ain al-Ahmar used the Divine Knowledge Capsule right in front of you. And upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed, and you were lost in thought for quite some time.
I was?
To have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized something. Are you interested at all in sharing what you've been hiding from me?
Are you interested in the fact that you've been hiding the fact that you have the Divine Knowledge Capsule? That must be because I was so shocked to hear the words, yeah, world forget me. That is exactly why I was looking like that. The situation is a bit complicated. I can't share what I know just yet.
So that's your answer. Well,
I don't trust
I
you.
do work for the Academia after all. So considering that, it is indeed wise to keep your cards close to your chest. But that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Am I right?
I'm not that good. I'm not really good at this, am I?
No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still prefer to investigate on my own. Speaking of, you two are also headed to the desert?
Yes, let's travel together, you big fucking idiot.
It's always better to travel with someone you know. Let's go!
It's fine when you're too happy about this. We can trust this man. I would love to trust him, I really would, but we can't. My first time in the desert, let's go! I would say, oh my god, this is... What the fuck is that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Hell no. No. Fuck off. Oh my god, what the fuck? Oh, those things look disgusting. What is th- Look at it go. I think you collect these for Cyno. A scarab. Aru village. This is like Outcast, right? Like the Academia sends people here? If they go crazy?
Before us lies Aru Village, the
Thank
safe
you.
haven of the desert folk.
Are you like my tour guide now? I wanted to get the Statue of the Seven. What do you mean? Is this where they fight? Oh god, this is where Cyno comes in and fights Alhaitham. It would make sense. There he is. Hello, Cyno. Were you attacking me? Excuse me? Look at them go! Oh, they both got some power. Look at them. Can we talk about this?
Cyno.
Oh, you know him. Why don't you just—
Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and how I invited the General Mahamatra's wrath?
Alhaitham, do not think you can escape my judgment just because you managed to escape my attack.
What?
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it? Or would elimination perhaps be a more accurate description?
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me.
Okay, buddy.
Did you call him General Mahamatra?
Yes. General Mahamatra Cyno, head of all the Matra at the Academia.
Oh.
He's a formidable hunter, and the ultimate nightmare for any who have committed academic crimes.
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Alhaitham.
No, definitely
to the point
not.
of blocking an attack for him.
Oh, that's true. Listen, it was my heart speaking, not my head.
If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him.
Well, I'm not you.
I wouldn't believe a single word that comes out of his mouth.
I don't worry. I don't trust him as much as you seem to think, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stand by and do nothing.
Has Alhaitham done something wrong? Paimon doesn't think he's as bad as you've made him out to be.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Alhaitham, I saw it during our fight. Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person.
How did he see it?
Unless you want me to retrieve it for myself.
Motherfucker.
Wait, the divine knowledge capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
No. So you did lie to us.
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Cyno. But I must admit, I'm very curious. What does this capsule mean to you?
Yeah.
And why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia, are you all alone in the desert? As far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about your disappearance. Have you been given a mission that's, let's say, morally dubious? If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge me within the walls of the Academia?
Is it a mission from the sages? Cyno!
I should have known you'd be difficult to deal with.
He's a smartass.
You two? Ugh. What you would do, traveler? Paimon feels like we can't trust either of them.
Well, your feeling's correct.
Well, look
Dia!
at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
Oh, Queen, help me out, please. Can you kick their asses real quick?
Great! Finally, someone that we can trust!
For real.
You gotta help us out here. Otherwise, these two are gonna start fighting again!
I would let them. I want to see who wins.
It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect these grounds.
Dia, I love you. Neither of them can afford to be distracted by Dia. They're still looking for an opportunity. They're still looking for an opportunity to attack? Bro.
Hey, did either of you hear a word I just said?
I don't think they did. Sandstorm?
Another sandstorm?
Candace!
What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly! We have to take cover!
Geez, are all of you academia folks such hard work?
They are.
Move it!
Yes, they are.
All right, stop yelling.
Why was that so funny to me? He's like, fine, shut the fuck up. Oh, he refuses to sit next to him. That's hilarious. You're like a little kid. Come on, just sit down. He's like, oh my God. This is so funny and awkward.
Well, this is pretty awkward.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sandstorm dies down.
Thank you for hospitalizing us. Is that... I don't think that's correct.
Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace.
Look at her eyes.
Protector of Aru Village.
She's so pretty. It's thank you for your hospitality. There you go.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister. Unlike those guys over there.
I was observing your conflict from afar, even before the sandstorm started. So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one another, and put your hostile feelings to rest.
Oh my god.
If anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the creatures of the sandstorm.
There's creatures that come out during the sandstorm?
So, which of you will begin?
Are we gonna have to listen to them complain about each other?
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway, one of those two should probably start talking.
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining myself. While Alhaitham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a morally dubious mission. Rather, I've chosen to exile myself.
Huh?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. What little they did report clearly did not match the project's actual progress. As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request, but I soon found that all leads and potential pieces of incriminating evidence were carefully concealed from me. I began to realize that they were cautious of me from the very beginning. I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are nothing more than tools for the sages to assert and maintain their control over knowledge.
So you then decided to exile yourself?
I believed it would be wise to flee the Academia before the sages had a chance to take action against me. This way, they can no longer see nor predict my actions. Once I find the truth, I will administer judgment by my own name.
Cyno seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating the sages.
Yeah. What if the story was just made up? No, I don't think so. It's still too early to trust him completely, though.
Well, Cyno, if that's your story, then why did you see Alhaitham as a target?
Oh, he just hates him.
When I was investigating the matter in the Academia, I overheard a conversation between Alhaitham and a sage. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you dispute this, Alhaitham?
What?
Wait, so the sages were watching me from the very beginning?
Yes. I was indeed tasked with investigating the traveler.
You motherfucker!
Alhaitham!
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me, once you've completed this assignment, I can give you a glimpse of divine knowledge.
And you believe that?
A most enticing offer.
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. From my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. Isn't it a little strange they're so willing to share divine knowledge with anyone, even as a reward?
True.
So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the divine knowledge capsule. In the end, I realized my wisdom in committing to this rather than collaborating with the sages. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ain al-Ahmar mercenary, incapable of remaining sane for long enough to hold a conversation.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
Did you join forces with me just so you could investigate me?
I'd already given up on the assignment by then.
Okay.
I only told the Academia I was waiting in Port Ormos for you to appear so they wouldn't suspect anything.
That's fair.
So it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target while investigating the divine knowledge capsule.
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Okay. True.
Even though I ran into the traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing assistance to the Academia. Also, you should remember, you were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
That's true. Now that you mention it, things did go like that. Is that enough to prove his innocence?
That's true.
I'm conflicted.
I'm willing to apologize, if that's worth anything to you. I took the Divine Knowledge Capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. I felt that it would be best for no one to interact with it before it had been properly studied.
Why couldn't you tell me?
After all, curiosity often proves to be the most dangerous thing in this land.
I guess he didn't trust me either.
Did the sages share any information about their project with you?
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the academia.
Very true.
Do you really think they would tell me anything?
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven your innocence, I won't regard you as an enemy, for now.
As you wish.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstandings. And now you, Dia. I believe it's your turn.
What did she do?
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been so boring that I spaced out. I missed you all so much, Candace.
Are those sandstorm monsters?
I'll take a quick trip outside to clear out some of those creatures in the sandstorm.
Do you need any help?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions is at a disadvantage. You needn't worry.
Can you train me?
Yeah, just leave them to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they come.
Candace still isn't back yet, though. Is she alright? Maybe we should go out and check on her.
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried.
Oh?
Alright, let's go.
Ooh, Candace, you're still fighting? You've been out here dealing with these creatures the entire time?
Yes. They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've defeated. Before I realized it, even the sandstorm had stopped.
Not only is she really strong, her stamina's also something else.
Ah, here comes another wave!
Oh my god.
Leave this round to us.
Oh, thank god, okay.
The creatures stopped appearing. Was that the last of them?
Sure hope so.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
Hello? Old man, who are you?
I am the chief of Aru village. Everyone usually calls me Uncle Anpu.
Well, hello, Uncle Ampu. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Sir, I am also originally from the desert, but I have not been back for some time now. May I ask if such sandstorms are common?
I can't say they've always been common, but recently the storms have become increasingly severe and frequent. Besides sandstorms, we also occasionally get earthquakes. According to an investigator who stayed in the village a while ago, these unusual natural phenomena are related to the withering of Irminsul.
Oh.
Why haven't I seen a single village keeper since I got here?
Village keeper? Who are they?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru village refers to mad scholars exiled here by the academia.
You didn't have to be so angry about it. It's just a question, bro.
Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity after a period of training in the Avidia forest. The academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyches of other scholars. So, they're forcibly exiled to the desert. Though if you ask me, it's all a boatload of nonsense.
One by one, the village keepers have been mysteriously disappearing without a trace.
Huh?
But no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If you're planning to stay around the village for the next few days, I'd appreciate it if you could keep an eye out for them.
I've had encounters with those people in the past. I'll see what I can do to help.
The Matra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them, are you trying to alleviate your guilt and atone for your past sins?
Let him be, Alhaitham, please.
I'm fascinated by how you think.
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty, I will eliminate you, regardless of my position or identity.
Yikes. Guilty of what?
Oh, you're
Stealing
the
my
former
heart?
General
Guilty.
Mahamatra.
Is it really a good idea to tag along with Cyno? You seem like you really don't trust him.
That's exactly why this is a great opportunity to watch him.
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a better job than some of my former subordinates. Let's start by finding a spot to share what we know so far.
I think it's funny that we don't trust them.
Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation?
Well, why do they refer to the mad scholars as village keepers?
When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. But after spending some time here, they invariably begin to calm down. Aru village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Seeing buildings on the verge of collapse all around him, the then chief of the village was preparing to take everyone to safety. Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground with his hands. A soft, green light radiated from him, like a divine glow against the backdrop of night.
What?
Despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night, all the houses remained upright, almost as if they had grown roots reaching deep into the ground. In the end, not a single building collapsed, and no one was hurt.
That's so weird.
After that, the people of Aru village treated the mad scholars with greater kindness, and began to refer to them as the village keepers.
What do you make of it, Traveler?
Yeah, it must be, it must have been Nahida's power, because only she's capable of doing that.
Paimon thinks so too.
And the mad scholar's power likely came from Lesser Lord Kusanali. So she was actually the one that protected the village.
Really? Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Mm-hmm.
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali was definitely using the Akasha to give her power to the mad scholars.
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. I'm just struck by your reasoning.
What do you mean?
Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon.
Mm-hmm.
Is she really active in SUMERU?
Yes.
To me, she might as well have been a god that never existed.
I think that she said that about herself as well. That's so sad.
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's kind and wise. Even if she says weird stuff sometimes.
She also saved me once, not long ago.
I've spent many years interrogating criminals, so I can easily tell when someone is lying.
I'm not.
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the truth.
That look in your eyes. I've never seen that from a liar.
That's because I'm not.
You two really must have met Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Yes.
How can this be?
What do you mean?
To think, our Archon has been amongst us this entire time.
That doesn't say amongst. But you really didn't want to say among us, did you?
Excuse me, are you here to help me find my grandpa?
Sure, who are you?
My name is Isak. You'll help me find my grandpa, right?
Sure.
Is your grandpa a mad scholar?
Hey, don't say that.
Ah, so you're the one who was eavesdropping on us around the village chief's house.
You noticed?
I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was, but I had a vague feeling that they didn't harbor any ill intent.
Whoa. Alhaitham wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp senses.
I don't want to bang to this man. We should help him.
All right. But first, let's confirm the facts with Candace.
It was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Isak was still very young at the time, so various families in the village took turns caring for him so he could survive. Later, an elderly mad scholar arrived at the village. Isak thought the scholar bore a striking resemblance to his grandfather, and thus often spied on the man.
I see.
One summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling grandpa suddenly calmed down and seemed to become more lucid. He even noticed Isak hiding in the distance. So Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took Isak to the entrance of the village, where he patiently taught the boy the names of the stars, and accompanied Isak until he fell asleep. The next morning, Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again, only to realize his grandpa no longer recognized him.
Lucid Grandpa. That's probably Nahida. So she must have soothed the other mad scholars as well. From the look on Cyno's face, he's probably connected the dots as well.
Maybe the people have always had a considerate god watching over them. As long as Esau keeps his word and doesn't get in our way, we can take him along.
We've cleared everything up. Let's go find your grandpa.
Really? Wow! Thank you so much!
Alright. Let's ask the local residents some questions first.
Alright. Chapter 3 is complete.
Like Candace.
Candace! I can't be doing her like that. I won't. I refuse.